The night Celeste Riveras Hernandez walked into that Hollywood Hills home, no one knew it would be the last time she would ever be seen alive. Not her family, not the people online sharing missing posters, and definitely not the millions of fans listening to the music of a rising artist whose career was exploding in real time. But according to investigators, behind the fame, behind the music, and behind the image, there was something much darker happening. And when the truth finally started coming out, this case stopped looking like a missing persons story and started looking like something far more disturbing. A hidden relationship, a teenager allegedly threatening to reveal private secrets, a tragic discovery months later, and a case investigators now believe was connected to protecting a fast-growing music career. This is the story of 14-year-old Celeste Riveras Hernandez and the investigation surrounding singer David Burke, known online as D4VD. And trust me, the deeper this story goes, the more shocking it becomes. Celeste Riveras Hernandez was only 14 years old, a seventh grader from Lake Elsinore, California. To most people around her, she was just a normal teenager trying to figure life out. But sometime before everything fell apart, authorities say she became connected to someone much older than her, someone with influence, someone with money, someone becoming famous very quickly. David Burke. At the time, David's music career was taking off fast. His songs were gaining millions of streams, his audience was growing across social media, and opportunities were opening up everywhere. From the outside, everything looked perfect. But according to investigators, behind closed doors, something deeply inappropriate was already happening. Authorities alleged that David had been involved in a private relationship with Celeste while she was still underage. And not just briefly. Prosecutors claimed this situation went on over an extended period of time. According to the criminal complaint, investigators believe the relationship began when Celeste was under the age of 14. That alone completely changes the way people now look at this case. But it gets even more disturbing. Investigators also allege that Celeste had at one point been living with David, giving him what they described as direct and recurring access to her. Think about that for a second. A child living under the same roof as an adult man whose career was rapidly growing in the public eye. And according to authorities, all of this was happening long before anyone outside knew something was wrong. Then came April 2025, the month investigators say everything escalated. According to authorities, on or about April 23rd, Celeste went to David's home in the Hollywood Hills. Investigators say David invited her there personally, and once she arrived, that was the last time anyone knows she was alive. After that night, Celeste disappeared. No phone calls, no confirmed sightings, nothing. Her family reported her missing from Lake Elsinore, desperately hoping someone would come forward with answers. Flyers were shared online, photos circulated across social media. People searched for her for months. And at first, there was still hope she would come home, because, according to reports, Celeste had run away before. In fact, at one point she had even returned home after previously leaving. But this time was different. This time, she never came back. And for over a year, her family had no idea what had happened to her. No closure, no answers, just silence. Until September 2025. That's when investigators made a horrifying discovery. Authorities say a vehicle connected to David Burke had been sitting in an impound lot in Los Angeles for days. At first, nobody realized what was inside, but eventually, investigators discovered human remains hidden inside the front trunk area of the vehicle. At the time, the remains were unidentified, but later, authorities confirmed the truth. The remains belonged to 14-year-old Celeste Riveras Hernandez. After months of searching, her family finally got their answer, but it was the worst answer imaginable. Celeste wasn't missing anymore. She was gone, and according to investigators, This was only the beginning. Within 48 hours of officially identifying Celeste, authorities executed a search warrant at David's home in the Hollywood Hills. From that point on, the investigation started unraveling publicly. But even then, people still didn't fully understand how serious the allegations really were. That changed after David Burke was arrested, because once the criminal complaint became public, the details shocked people across the internet. Authorities announced that David was facing extremely serious charges. But not just that. The complaint also included several special circumstances that made the allegations even more serious. One of those involved alleged financial motives. Investigators believe Celeste had threatened to expose the relationship between her and David, including the fact that it allegedly began when she was underage. And according to prosecutors, that threat became the motive. At the exact same time all of this was happening, David's career was exploding. Just 2 days before Celeste was allegedly harmed, David had reportedly announced a major international tour. Everything he had built was growing rapidly. Money, recognition, fame, and according to investigators, Celeste became a threat to all of it. Authorities allege that once she threatened to expose the relationship publicly, the situation escalated dramatically. But the allegations become even darker from there. The criminal complaint also includes a special circumstance described as lying in wait. Now legally, that phrase carries massive weight because it suggests planning, concealment, a deliberate act. In other words, investigators believe this was not random, emotional, or accidental. They allege that Celeste walked into a situation she had no idea would change everything. Authorities believe that after Celeste passed away, her remains were later altered before eventually being hidden inside the vehicle connected to David. And according to investigators, those remains stayed there for months before finally being discovered. Now, one thing people kept asking online was this: why did it take so long for police to arrest him? And according to authorities, the investigation was incredibly complicated because of the amount of time between Celeste's disappearance and the discovery of her remains. Investigators say crucial evidence had degraded significantly. The condition of the remains also reportedly made it difficult for medical examiners to determine precise details immediately. At the same time, the internet made things worse. Rumors spread everywhere. False information flooded social media. Even some media outlets reportedly pushed unverified claims while the investigation was still ongoing. And while all of that chaos was happening publicly, investigators were quietly trying to piece together what really happened to Celeste. Authorities say there were no direct eyewitnesses to the incident, no public footage showing exactly what happened. So instead, investigators built the case through forensic evidence, digital evidence, witness statements, and extensive investigative work. And according to prosecutors, they collected an enormous amount of evidence. Over 40 terabytes, not gigabytes, terabytes. Authorities now claim they have enough evidence to move forward confidently. Meanwhile, David's legal team has reportedly been pushing for a preliminary hearing as the case continues to develop. And as of now, many details still haven't been publicly released. There are still unanswered questions, still evidence the public hasn't seen, still details investigators say will eventually come out in court. But even with what we know right now, this case already feels horrifying, because at the center of all the headlines, investigations, and online debates was a 14-year-old girl, a child, someone who should have been protected, someone who should have had her whole life ahead of her. Instead, according to investigators, she became trapped in a situation she never should have been in to begin with. And regardless of how this case unfolds in court, that reality alone is heartbreaking. Rest in peace to Celeste Riveras Hernandez. And if justice truly exists, her family deserves answers. If you made it this far, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think investigators have enough evidence to prove this case in court? And what detail about this story shocked you the most? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like because I'll be covering every major update as this case develops. And trust me, this story is far from over.